we're on.
What are you really gambling with?
Another massive episode of Hold On Tickets. It's my favourite weekend of the year. There's Group 1 racing, the AFL Grand Final. Lammy, what do we expect?
We've got black hookers all over the place, Friday and Saturday, Browny, and we've had to get the little bleep button out for the Self Trumpeters this week.
Oh, there's definitely going to be some sore heads on the weekend, and we've also dug up some old footage of Browny in the Grand Final sprint.
Coming up now, Hold On Tickets. Welcome to another episode of Hold All Tickets, brought to you by our great friends at The Tab. Watch every race live this spring carnival across 4 main channels with the fastest live vision on Sky 1 and Sky 2. Boys, great weekend of racing coming up.
An exciting weekend coming up, Browny. Obviously, Manikato Friday night, and then the AFL Grand Final. We've got rugby as well for those who follow the league. And obviously Sydney and Sandown on Saturday. So it's a very big weekend. Not good for the liver. Hopefully good for the bank balance though, Browny.
And while we didn't have a massive fill up with our best like the previous weeks, we did hit a couple of winners. Tiger Shark.
Yeah, when are we going to be in the shark cage?
Yeah.
Get me down a pool.
I wasn't happy with Tiger Shark because it
Down the middle of the
knocked
track.
off my best
I
bet
know.
of the day.
I know.
And I was at a wedding recovery on the Saturday. And the night before, I'd been asked by most of the punters there, what's your banker tomorrow?
Yeah, and
Oak Hill. So everyone was on it at the pub. Everyone's watching it. And then the bloody Tiger Shark.
You can't take on an omen. You can't do it.
I have plenty of times before and it's paid off. But
what was the
not at
reception
Saturday.
like at the recovery?
Everyone was
after
pretty
that?
flat.
Yeah.
They weren't angry with me because it was a big run for
Yeah.
Oak Hill. And it did look like it got there. But Matt Hill knew. He said, no, Tiger Shark's got there. So.
And Golden Path ran a nice third, so they paid $5 a place. So
Yep.
it wasn't.
It wasn't a total disaster.
Nah. Angel Capital still held up.
Yeah.
Still held up.
But held up long enough to get into the Everest, so I might get their money back there.
And no Snoop Dogg either at the Valley Friday night. I thought
where is he?
Yeah, Michael Brown made a bit of a pitch for him, and there was some rumours that he might be getting there, but
It would have been interesting seeing Snoop sort of rubbing shoulders with the members there at the Valley in the old school rooms upstairs, but he's saving himself for grand final.
Yeah.
He's got a decent kicking actually on him, Snoop.
Straight through the big sticks.
better kick than I am. Let's jump straight into it because, as you mentioned, Group 1 racing, and it's exciting. The Manikato Stakes, really, really good field, this one. The tab odds, Lady Shannon are obviously the favourite at $2.30, $5 for my boy Barraquil, that's unbeaten at Moonee Valley 4 from 4, Alabama Lass $5.50, Magic Time $7.50, Skybird $8.50. How do you see this race?
Well, for a Group 1 sprint at the Valley, there isn't not a heap of speed on paper. I mean, Alabama Lass probably leads from Rothfire coming across. I think Lady Shenandoah, J-Mac on, I think he'll be positive early and try to follow Rothfire across. So I'm not that concerned about the wide gate because there really isn't that much speed drawn close to the fence. Like, so Sway, Magic Time and Charmstone, they're not brilliant beginners. They'll probably drift back at the start, and there could be room for J-Mac to just slot in around midfield. I'm not sure if he'll be able to get in front of Barraquil or just behind Barraquil, but I think he'll be able to get one off the fence, and if he does, look out because, I mean, she should have won first up over 1,000.
in
which
the
was,
Concord,
I mean, we all thought that was an unsuitable trip for her, and it probably was, but she still should have won. So 1,200, she'll absolutely relish the extra 200 metres. Just needs to get around the Valley for the first time under race conditions, but she had a track gallop there during the week and moved pretty well, as you'd expect. So I think with the best in the business on her back, I'm not too concerned about the wide gate. So she's the one for me. Barraquil, as you mentioned, absolute beast at the Valley, 4 from 4, 5 from 8 over 1,200. So a step up in distance is no issue at all. Just not many knocks on him, but I just think Lady Shenandoah will be a little bit more brilliant. So she's the way I'm going.
Well summed up, Marcus. You like this race at all?
Yeah, I do. I will be going Barraquil just for a little bit more value in there. Like you said, Valley Specialist, 4 from 4. No stranger to G1s either, so I'll go Barraquil. Yeah,
I think if Lady Shenandoah can get some cover or sit close enough, best horse in the race, explosive turn of foot, and that Concord run, and we were on head wall, so it was nice watching her get held up a bit. But credit where credit's due. She probably should have won that. Interesting race, this one, the Group 2 Feehan Stakes, race number 6. Only the 6 horses in the field. Tempo's going to be obviously important here, and Pride of Jenny's just going to be bowling along, and Zara jumps on the back of Treasure the Moment because Damien Lane is suspended. He has ridden Treasure the Moment before, about 12 months ago at Sandown.
Yep. I think it'll be it'll be similar to the Mackay in that they probably just settle in single file, basically from their barriers.
Yeah.
But
They'll
with
show
Pride
a
of
bit more
Jenny,
initiative,
They'll go a bit quicker. Pride of Jenny will do what she always does. Treasure the Moment, I think, is on her back, at least initially, in her slipstream. And then the rest, you'd imagine Tom Kitten goes back again and attrition probably settles at the rear. But, I mean, I think it's a race in 2. It's probably a race in 1. I mean, Pride of Jenny, she won this race when leading in a small field last year, beat Mr. Brightside and Antino, I think, but probably going a little bit better at the time. I know her trials have been solid. She'll be primed for a big run, but it's an interesting one because she needs to go quick enough in front that she makes Treasure the Moment uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But she can't go too quick that she's going to gas herself. And
So what do you do if your Mark Zara and Declan Bates just takes off? Do you back your horse in and your judgment and allow it might be 5-6 lengths, or do you try and keep within striking distance?
Yeah, well, it's an interesting one. I don't think you can let her get 5 to 10 lengths in front as we've seen before. But yeah, he'll be wary. I mean, Treasure the Moment, obviously coming off a little setback as well, but she wouldn't be running here if she wasn't 100%. So I think she'll be just keeping an eye on Pride of Jenny, not letting her get too far away. But it's going to be an interesting spectacle. I think those two are clearly ahead of the rest. I know Tom Kitten's sort of close to Pride of Jenny in the market, but I'd be shocked if he won this race. Looking forward to it, but I think Treasure the Moment deserves to be $1.50. I mean, how good's the form out of the Memsy? Mr. Brightside, Buckaroo and Fangirl have all run incredibly well since. So setback aside, she looks the one. It's boring, but how do you do against it?
What do you want to see Pride of Jenny just bowl along in front and try and steal it, Marcus?
I'd hope so, considering my mum's name's Jenny. But
there you go.
No, this is probably one where I'll sort of just sit back and enjoy the race for what it is.
Yep, $1.40 there for the tab odds, which I think is more than reasonable. And we might talk about a nice little 3-leg multi that we might have a little bit later. Time for Self Trumpeters, and there has been plenty coming your way this week.
Yeah, again, I've left a bit on the cutting room floor. Alex Donnelly slid into my DMs about 6 times this week with nominations, but I think I've only included one of the ones that he sent me. But one vote, a guy that you mentioned earlier in the show, actually, Trav Noonan. Joel West tweeted, "Credit where it's due. The Gareth Hall show on SEN Track is by far the best program on the station. Has good knowledge, asks trainers great questions." So firstly, that's way too positive for racing Twitter, just quietly. But anyway, Trav replied with, "Clearly not listening to the first word," which is the show that Trav is on from 6 a.m. on Saturday. So little winky face emoji doesn't save him there. He gets 1 vote for that. A bit of self-promotion. 2 votes, Greg M. Plenty of punters were rage posting about Angel Capital after the Sir Rupert Clarke Stakes. Greg, though, he saw the writing on the wall. He tweeted this after the race. "It was never going to be anything different. Craig was always going forward. Damien was always going back. That's racing. I backed the winner, ... but had Angel Capital in doubles with Sir Delius and Gilded Water, who both won. So he's managed to sneak in 3 winning trumpets there in a little post-race tweet. So not bad from Greg. 3 votes here. Now, we might have to get Brody to get the bleep button out here for Simon. QP Bell. Simon, he seems like a rather interesting cat, just having a scroll through his previous tweets. But anyway, he posted, "Geelong $1.50. I took $5 almost 3 months ago." This is for the grand final. "Self-praise is no praise," they say. Well, they can F off. I'm an effing genius.
Is that Catman in disguise?
No, well, I don't know. It could be. Cy, a.k.a. Catman, gets the 3 votes this week, and that is another 3-voter joining a very compressed leaderboard. So we'll see. I'm sure we'll see a little breakaway soon. Milo or the Wiz will bob up in the next couple of weeks and get out to an outright lead. No,
it's good to see plenty of momentum with the Self Trumpeters and plenty of people sending stuff through. So keep it going and dob your mate in. We like that. Black Booker time, because there's some additions, there's some subtractions, and there's a couple running this week.
A sad subtraction this week, Brownie. She's pretty rich. She's a hold all tickets Black Booker Hall of Famer, but we've got to wave goodbye. She's done her job. Solid run for 4th on Saturday, but had every possible chance. I just don't think we're going to get another win out of her this spring. So we're going to send her off to a lush paddock for the rest of the spring.
It's a beautiful black book though, because anytime you get a winner at 30 to 1, you know,
it's a good first day, and then you get to know her on the second and third, and you're kind of like, maybe not.
So she's out. We love her, but she's gone. In quietness, first up over a mile at Randwick last Saturday, and should have won at double figure odds. Much better suited over 2,000. So look out for her next start up in Trip. Probably an open handicap or a lower sort of listed grade race. And you've got one from the Bull during the week.
You know, I like to go far and wide, and because I'm a sort of midweek operator, Warrnambool, the Pat McKenna runner, Hey Joe, that jagged back, it was second up over the 1,000. I rattled home down the middle of the straight to run a nice sixth, but only beaten sort of 1.7 lengths. So I think next start, we'll get a good each way price about Hey Joe.
What sort of grade are we thinking? Is it 58, 64?
Yeah, no, it's not a super horse, this one. So I dare say it'll be in and then back out as soon as we get the money.
Any price a winner. Doesn't matter what it's in.
No, 100%.
Few notes on some of the ones that ran on Saturday that we are keeping in. Compelling Truth, totally outclassed, but we had it pegged as a Kosciuszko horse, so he stays in. Mr. Verse did enough, want to see again. El Marak just needs easier. He was thrown into a pretty hot race. And Buckaroo, obviously good again, well on track for the Caulfield Cup. And there's 3 that are going around in the next few days. Plymouth goes around in the Benalla Cup on Friday. 2,100 is ideal, so that's a bet. Point Barrow, Scarborough Stakes at the Valley, Rice's 1,200, drawn the outside gate in a field of 11, which is a bit tough. So a chance, but not backing, or certainly not declaring.
Why do you want inside at the Valley?
Not always, but this is the first time at the Valley, first time at 1,200 and drawn the outside gate. So it's a few ticks against and it's a pretty decent race. So just a little bit wary. Athanatos, I really wanted to see him up to 1,800 or 2,000 by this stage of the prep, but stays at 1,500. So probably betting around him, but he stays in for now as well.
Beautiful. Well, don't miss any of our black bookers or your own. You can sign up for free. Go to punters.com.au today and sign up with Punters Lite account. So good stuff there. Hopefully we can get a couple of winners from the black bookers.
We're on for spring racing. Watch every race live with 4 live channels, plus the fastest vision on Sky 1 and 2. Trials, replays and previews, all on Sky Plus on the Tab app. Tab. We're on.
What are you really gambling with?
There's Group 1 racing as well this weekend up in Sydney, and the main race up there is the Golden Rose, which is the 1,400 metre race, which is got Tempted as a $3 tab favourite. Autumn Boy 460. I thought that was short enough for Autumn Boy. Woden $5, Skyhook $6, and by Vark $8.50. This is a pretty nice race, isn't it?
Yeah, I've been calling that horse Baywatch. Maybe that's not right.
Well, I was calling it that as well on the back of what you were saying, but when I listened to its last race, they were calling it Bayvak.
Oh, much prefer. I'm going to stay with Baywatch.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
That name's better. It's an interesting race. There's a few different angles to this. I think 60s probably leads from Baywatch / Bayvark. Woden on the fence, maybe ends up behind the leader from barrier 1, and then Tempted back from a wide gate, which is interesting. Tempted was obviously awesome win in the run to the Rose, but the race was set up for a swooper that day. They went along at a decent tempo. She was nice and fresh, got over the top of them. But second up now to 1,400, potentially a bit of a slower tempo and back near last. So I thought Tempted was probably short enough in the market. Autumn Boy straight to 1,400 first up, ran a cracker, just had too much to do in the straight, but loved his return. I think Collett might be able to settle a bit further forward in this, maybe a position or two closer than Tempted. So that's the way I'm going, but it's not a confident bet here for me because I think there's probably 4 or 5 chances, including Woden and Skyhook as well is going really well.
Yeah. Woden obviously, Wooten Bassett horse that passed away this week for Coolmore. It's its old man. So that'd be a nice little bit of racing synergy, wouldn't it, if he could come out.
It does happen quite a bit.
Yeah,
the
and
racing
win.
gods come to the party.
And this is a good stallion-making race. So if that did happen, Coolmore would be absolutely delighted.
Yeah, and he's been pretty good this prep without winning.
Yeah,
but
1,400 a concern.
Not if he ends up barrier one getting the run of the race. He won't have to make sort of a looping run from the tail as we've seen a couple of times when he's drawn out. But yeah, he should get the right run if he steps cleanly. But it's a tricky little race.
I don't mind a Autumn Boy for a place if you put it in a multi. But that would probably be the pick of the runners for me. Yeah, Waller's Autumn Boy.
Yeah, Autumn Boy, I thought first up was just a fraction disappointing.
Really?
Yeah. Did you like the run?
I did, yeah. I just thought he had too much to do in the straight.
Yeah.
His last 50 or 100 was excellent. So, no,
I might have been talking through my pocket, though.
Maybe.
Group 2, Shannon Stakes, which is another really big race over the 1,500 metres. And the tab odds, $3.40 for Gringotts as your favourite. Rise at Dawn, $4.20. Waterford, $7.50. NCAP, $8.50. And Shoshisha, which is always an interesting prep. David Payne goes 1,100 up to the mile, wins. It's unusual.
He did that last campaign as well
it a couple of times.
when it got to 1,600.
Yeah. This was a tough race, this one. How'd you see it?
Yeah, I thought it was a two-horse race, the only two natural on paces in the race. I think Gringotts and Rise at Dawn both go forward. I don't think they're going to cut at each other. It might just be run to suit both horses, and then it's a bit of a sprint home and who's the tougher horse. So, yeah, I thought Gringotts, I know he's got plenty of weight, but comes back in grade from the Group 1 Winx, which was on a heavy 10. He's won a trial since, back on top of the ground. Won the Group 1 George. Ryder went second up over this route, Rosehill 1,500. So, apart from the weight, I think he's the horse to beat. And Rise at Dawn, he's just tough as old boots, typically honest. First up at Flemington, so they were the two for me.
Yeah. There's a big difference in weight class there. 61 in a 56.5. How big of a impact will that play? Or what
it depends.
Sort of
it depends on the horse as well. Like Gringotts is a pretty big, burly galloper who's carried big weights in the past and been successful. So not too concerned about that. I mean, if it was over 2,000 or 2,400, it'd be more of an issue. But I think he can carry it here. And yeah, Shohisha, I just don't love coming back from 1,600, third up. So, but if I was having a third pick, Shohisha would be it. But I think the winner comes from Gringotts or Rise at Dawn. Yeah,
okay. No, nice. And there's also racing at Sandown Saturday. It's got lost a little bit in the wash due to AFL Grand Final. But the Sandown Stakes is an interesting race. Transatlantic holding favouritism just over Evaporate, which is $3.70. Rise at Dawn, $5.50, and Athanatos, $7.50. This is an interesting one. Tony Gollan's got the favourite here.
Yeah, and was very good last time. It's won 3 from 4 when second up. Overcame a wide gate to win over 1,500 last prep, and then was basically backed into second or third fave for the Stratty off that run. So got him as the obvious danger, but I've got to stick with my man, Evaporate, Browny, the horse I was spruiking at the start of the spring. I was tipping him as a Memsy chance. He would have been lapped in that, as it turns out, by Treasure the Moment. But I thought he was good in the PB Lawrence. Obviously, well publicised what happened that day. Slow out, found all sorts of trouble. Has obviously had a little bit of an issue since because he's 7 weeks between runs, but been back to the jump outs at Flemington, won a jump out recently, looked pretty good. So Evaporate.
Was there nothing official as to?
No, I couldn't find anything. So maybe the bloods weren't quite right or something like that, but it didn't appear to be anything structurally. So he's back. But yeah, Evaporate, Transatlantic, Athanatos was the horse that we've got in the black book. I just don't know if he's up to this over 1,500. Fujita San is a horse that has been an absolute nightmare to follow over the years. But I would not be shocked if he ran a big race.
Really? Okay.
At monster odds. Low
$61.
Low draw, no weight. Could be just poking through late to get into the minor money. One for exotics.
Yeah, maybe you snap them up. $61 with tab.
He doesn't do anything when he's in the market. Just at 60 to 1, he might just shock us all.
Beautiful. That's Moonee Valley, Sydney, and Sandown covered. Now it's time for your quiz, Marcus.
The quiz, it's back.
What's
do you stand a chance here, Browny? You asked me before the show because you wanted to try and rack your brain. But obviously it's about the Manikato and a little bit of AFL crossover linked in as well with the grand final. So let's hope. There's only the 3 questions here.
Don't buzz in early with Mr. Brightside this time when it's not.
Very true. Alrighty, question number 1. Which dual Cox Plate winner of the last 25 years also won the Manikato?
Oh,
I'll give the multiple choice options. Got So You Think, Fields of Omar.
Say So You Think.
He piped in early with the
Yeah, I'm confident that's the right answer.
You were confidently incorrect. It is Fields of Omar, Northerly, or Sunline. You get to Sunline.
She was my favourite horse too. That's why I fell in love with racing.
That was before my time as well.
The New Zealander.
So you're coming in early again, Brownie. It's not working. So 1-0 Amy. The race's namesake, Manikato, won which other Group 1 an incredible 5 times?
Oh.
Got the AJ Moyer, William Reid, TJ Smith. William Reid.
Is it?
He's coming. So I think that's
drubbing.
He's got 2 points out of the 3 questions already. So I think he's taking it home. But we'll do the last question for a bit of fun. You know, maybe we'll just let Brownie.
It's
make
never
a fool
a
of
dead
himself
rubber
out of
because
this
pride's on the line.
Moving to some AFL now. Here we go. Which premiership coach also trained a G1 winner?
Dennis Pagan.
There we go. How about a bonus point? What horse was it and what year?
Oh, was it Johnny Get Angry or something like that?
It was.
Was it? Yeah.
It was in 2020. So
the Derby.
Not bad. And then now we'll switch to some. So, what would you do? AFL questions sort of crossover. Would you rather? Obviously, you've played in an AFL Premiership. Would you rather play in an AFL Premiership or be the sole winner of a G1? As an owner.
Oh, for me, AFL Premiership.
Yeah,
absolutely.
AFL Premiership.
Yeah,
okay. What if that G1 was the Cup? Was Melbourne Cup?
No, it'd still be AFL Premiership. I feel as an owner, you don't actually do anything. You don't do the track work. You're not the farrier. You're not the trainer. All you do is pay the bills. So the thrill is great, but
which celebration would be better behind the scenes?
I still think Premiership.
Well, when you win the Premiership, you actually don't make too much extra money. You get a little Premiership bonus, but when you win the Cup and you're the outright winner, that's millions. What's that? 3.5, 4 mil.
Yeah,
I think we could spend that.
Like the team environment as well. Even when we won an under-19s flag, we didn't come home for 2 weeks. So I'm
Did
going.
The celebrations are good. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Oh yeah, I wish I celebrated like that in the under-14s grand final in my idea, but no, not quite.
All right, best bets time. Let's jump into that, Lammy. What do you like?
Yeah, $100 betting play. I'm going to spread it over. Oh no, it's only the one night. Friday night is where we're playing. So. First bet, 20 the win on race 3, number 4, Rich Fortune.
Yep.
I think $8 or $9 as we record. Very long time off the scene, but I've liked her jump outs. Yet to miss a place when fresh. If you go back through her form, 2.4 lengths off Imperatriz in the Group 1 Lightning, and she's going around in a 9.55 at the Valley. So at those odds, more than happy to have a spec there. $40 little mug multi here. Vinrock into Lady Shenandoah around $4. Vinrock is just ridiculously well weighted.
Yeah.
102 Raider carrying the same as horses rated in the 60s and 70s. So with any sort of luck, he should be winning again. And the last one, 40 the win, race 8, number 5, Abounding. 2 cracking efforts since coming south from Queensland. Third to Magic Time over 1,200 and then third to Lazura at Group 2 level last start. So really good form, and I think the extra 100 suits.
A couple of winning bets there, hopefully. I've gone with 2 plays, and we don't have to wait long. It's Friday night, Moonee Valley race 1, number 5, Sunshine in My Pocket. I think $5 is a pretty good price about this horse. It's 2 from 2 first up, 2 from 2 over the 1,200 metres, and first time to Moonee Valley though. Slight concern, but open race, I think good value. It's $50 on it, and then $50 race 2, number 1, Press Star, coming out of that Group 2 up in Sydney, which tempted one, and just this is going to be much easier. Should jump and go forward as well, hopefully control things. So that's $3.30.
Yeah, I think Street Artist might have been in that race and looked a big danger, but it's going to run on Saturday at Sandown, so that'll definitely help it coming out of the race.
And you've had some good luck with your Omen bets. Even when they haven't won, they've placed at big prices. What do you like for us?
Let's keep it going. So we don't have to wait too long either. We're all going Friday races. And again, I'm going to be at the Valley, race 5. It was a bit scarce to find some Omens this week, so I had to look for quite a while. In the second one, I had to go all the way to Darwin on Friday night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but we'll stick with Vain Girl Moonee Valley, race 5 at around $8. I actually did a blood donation for the first time yesterday at the Footy Festival. So
that is tenuous.
Good cause. Yeah, I know. They said I had a good flow rate. I don't know if it was that or they're just flirting with me, but let's hope it flows well across the post. And the one in Darwin, I've gone 3 jacks, so I've had to use my brain a little bit here. And there's actually 3 Geelong players in the grand final with the name Jack that'll be playing. So I thought race 5, Darwin, 3 Jacks. Prices aren't just out yet with tabs, so keep an eye out if you want to, go a little bit more adventurous.
Yep, like it.
Very, very good. Massive game as well, AFL Grand Final. Give us your selection, the margin, first goal scorer and Norm Smith medalist.
Straight at the top.
I'll go Geelong, 13. I think Max Holmes for the Norm Smith. And first goal scorer, it won't be as quick as Travie Varco storming out of the middle and sinking the pies all those years ago. We'll go with Big Shannon Neal.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm leaning more towards Geelong as well, although I wouldn't be surprised if Brisbane just know how to get the job done. They've been really good in the state, but Geelong the safe one. I'll go a bit boring, Baz, Norm Smith. I just think if Dunkley, tries to get some tackles on him as a negating sort of role, I think Smith he's got the pace around the ground to sort of get away and on the outside. And first goal kicker, we'll show Brizzy some love. We'll go Kyle Oman.
Okay. We kicked 4 last year, didn't he?
He did. He kicked the first goal for Brisbane in last year's grand final, although Sydney kicked the first goal of that game, but he kicked the first 2, I believe, for Brisbane in last year's granny. So.
Self-proclaimed David Beckham. He shaved his head and said, the boys are calling me David Beckham, and they all wrote, no, mate, you call yourself David Beckham.
Yeah, no, I call him the boy in the striped pajamas a little bit.
Well, it's a unanimous because I think the Cats will win. I'll say 16 points. I'm going to go with Brian Myers for the Norm Smith. I reckon he could be a bit of value. Slides under the radar a bit, but he uses it so well. And Cam Rayner for first goal. And then the other market I wanted to quiz you on. So the grand final sprint, right? They've gone a little bit different this year. There's no heats. It is Morris Rioli, Jed Walters, Toby Green, Bo McCreary, the Lizard Nick Blakey, Jack Higgins, Murphy Reid, and the boxer Harry Garside. Now, you got to be quick to run on grand final day, all right? You got to be really quick.
You have mentioned you run on grand final day before.
Well, let's have a look. Let's just have a look, right? I've got some old vision.
Where have you grabbed
the
archives?
I'm a young 19-year-old kid there in the Hawks jumper closest to the screen. How do you reckon I go?
Well, you got knees on the ground there. First off, that's not great. Oh, here we go.
Ready? What do you reckon?
Shot out.
You're home here, sure.
Early. You can't lose.
He's a clear leader halfway up.
Pride of Jenny, baby. Get to the front. No one can catch you. I bolted him.
Wow,
that's pretty good.
That was the heat. I went to the grand final and I jumped out of barrier 4 and got well and truly beaten. So
I reckon if you were featuring in this year's race, you'd be with Jed Walter at the back.
Because you're quick out there.
Yeah, but I was only quick out of the gates. Who would you like in the grand final sprint?
Well, last year I had an absolute strip out on the punt grand final day. My only collect was McCreary in the 100. And he went up, I think he went up $8 or something last year.
Yeah.
Because Darcy Wilson was $1.80. He actually celebrated like he'd won it. And they found a margin for McCreary. So I've got to stick with my boy again.
Okay,
I don't think we'll be getting $8 this time around, unfortunately.
I'd probably go with Bo McCreary as well.
I'm with Morris Rioli.
It depends how hard McCreary's gone this week, though, on the Terps. So, but yeah, I think Rioli might be quick over the first 50. I don't know about the last 50. He might just get the staggers a bit late.
All right, guys, thanks for that. Massive weekend coming up. Good luck on the punt. That's another episode of Hold All Tickets brought to you by Tab. Follow the Hold All Tickets page on Bets Friends to copy all our tips for the weekend and more. Enjoy.
Tab. We're on.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.